do bear with me one moment. I'm not sure this is going to work. It wasn't playing ball before the service, but we'll give it a go. And see, Dave, if you just switch the lights off and panel to your head. Just for anyone coming into church in the dark, the light switches are now over there. Not behind the door. Don't be coming. Right, we'll give this a go. If it doesn't work, I will do something else.
That my best dream was that I had a dream that I had options. I had a dream. I can remember wanting to go to school to feel like empty stomach. I felt so alone. I felt the same. I used to pray that my life could change. I can remember wanting to go to school like the other children, getting dressed up in a beautiful school uniform and even having a pair of shoes. I had a dream of one day growing up and becoming a teacher. I used to dream too. I would dream that I had a nice bed to sleep in. I even dreamt that I had toys to play with. But my best dream was that I had a loving family where I do belong. Auntie, I'm so thankful to Jesus that our lives have changed. Watoto has given us new families where we do belong. My Watoto mom loves me so much, and she even makes me the best food in the whole world. I even forget what it feels like to go to bed hungry. And now I know that my dreams can come true. I love my new school and all my teachers. But the best part about Watoto is that they have shown us the love of Jesus. We have learned that it does not matter what our past was. God is our Father, and even in our pain, He did not forget us.
Okay, two of the girls and then the choir from the Watoto Children's Choir in Uganda. Watoto, an amazing charity that in Uganda and now Northern Sudan, taken children that have been orphaned either through the AIDS crisis or through the horrendous civil war that happened in Uganda under the dictatorship of Joseph Kony, and have been rescued and placed into families. Don't hugely want to think on that so much this morning as the words of the song that came afterwards. I am not forgotten. God knows my name. I am not forgotten. God knows my name. The last couple of weeks I heard a pretty scary and yet true story. The police investigating the stalking of a particular celebrity. Stalking that was happening both in reality and also online. When investigating the online stalking, they found a gentleman in his late 60s that had been writing the most horrendous and vile hatred of this female celebrity online. But he had been doing it in a shed at the bottom of his garden. The police, in investigating him, found and said he was just the most upstanding member of his community, well liked, had not a hint of any criminal activity up to this point. When he was arrested, he said, "Please, please, please, do not tell my wife. She has no idea that this was happening." When asked why he was doing it, he said, "Because I wanted to feel known." There was something in him, and something, if we're honest, rides deep in us, a desire to be known. A few years ago, St John's Egham, the big church in the centre of Egham, had a strapline or a vision statement outside of their church. I don't know if it's still there. This was back in the end of the 90s, beginning of the noughties. And I used to think at the time it was a very odd vision statement. I thought it was really fluffy and didn't say anything. But their vision statement was to know Christ and to make him known. To know Christ and to make him known. At the time I thought, that doesn't say anything. You can do lots of things with that. The older I've got, and the more I've thought about it, and the more I've journeyed in my faith, I've got to this point and this understanding of that's what lies. That's what lies at the heart of our relationship with God, and in part in the heart of our longing as human beings, is to be known, is to be fully accepted. One of the things that drove that gentleman to his shed was the fact that he wanted, in a twisted and horrendous way, that he wanted deep down to be known. He didn't feel he was known. Yet at the heart of our gospel reading today is this desire to be known. The Bible says, bizarrely, isn't it, that all the hairs on our head are numbered. I've always wondered about that. I wonder if there is some sort of angelic hair counting team. I do kind of wonder whether maybe at some point in time Gabriel was part of that and was just fantastic at it, which is why he got promoted. I don't know, this clearly doesn't happen, just in my strange head. Maybe Gabriel was brilliant at it, got promoted to archangel status, and kind of all of that sort of thing. Because you can imagine, can't you, these angels in this and they've got a strap line outside saying, "We love bald people." That's the kind of thing that makes us have to do kind of less work. But all the hairs on your head are numbered. Tim, it's an easy job with you. We realise. But all the hairs on our head are numbered. God knows you and me so intimately. Every last detail is known. And yet so much of the sin and the corruption in our lives, isn't it? Is that, oh, really? Just really God know me? I think I've got to look for that satisfaction elsewhere. But the truth is, you're fully known and you're fully loved. And the amazing thing from our gospel reading is that Jesus sees the real you and the real me. Yes, he sees the mistakes we make and the things we do wrong. But he sees the true version of us. And in that story, the first disciples, they haven't quite got it yet, have they? It's like, who do people say that I am? And they're kind of, oh, some say John the Baptist, some say Elijah, some say you're Jeremiah. But then he goes, well, who do you say that I am? And Peter, it's one of his great moments, isn't it? But you're the Messiah. Son of the living God. And I can imagine almost that fatherly pride in the Godhead at that moment. You can imagine the Holy Spirit going to the Father. Look what he just said. Look, he just said it to Jesus down there. And Jesus kind of like, you're getting it. You've got it. And then he says to Peter, you are Peter. And on this rock, I will build my church. And yet at the same time as Jesus said those words, he saw the Peter who would deny Jesus 3 times. He would see the Peter who at the Transfiguration would say, let's build some bus stops so we can all stay here for a while because it's good. And he had no idea what he's saying. This is the Peter who, as Jesus was being arrested, took out a sword, for goodness sake, and cut off a soldier's ear. The Peter that when you always would open his mouth and put his foot in it. But this is Jesus saying, this is the real you. The you that I've made, and the you that I've created. Folks, you take nothing away from this morning. Take the fact that you are fully known. And this, in our season, with my 8-word challenge for us all, of would you like to come to my church? This is what underlies it, because out there are people desperate to be known. Out there are people in our community going to their own physical or metaphorical sheds, whatever they may be, to satisfy a desire to be known. And when we come to that point that Christ knows me, changes everything. Changes the way we think, changes the way we behave, it changes the way we act. It brings, in part in this life, that sense of I am known. As we offer that 8-words challenge to our community, in prayer and in those words, maybe with our knees knocking and our fingers trembling and our teeth chattering, and would you like to come to my church? It's a gateway and a door open for people to be known. Friends, knowing Jesus this morning helps us to know that we are fully known, that he sees the real us, not the negative slant of us that we often put on ourselves, but he sees the real us and says, you are my people, deeply loved with huge potential. Go into the community with 8 words that may change another person's life. We're known. Let's let the world know that they are known too. Let's bow our heads and let's pray together.